Alright, here we are, back again. Watching fishing in Fallout 76. So last minute predictions, Perfect Dark and Fable, of which Fable might be coming out this year, but I don't think Perfect Dark is. Clockwork Revolution, which I don't think is coming out this year. There's we know there's a Fallout 3 remaster in development because of the suit for Microsoft to buy Activision Blizzard King. They admitted that yes, that is in development. I think we see it this year, but probably in like November or December, around the same time the Fallout TV show comes back. Other than that, I have no idea. Do we see Tim Schafer's new game, over at Double Fine? Maybe? I don't... Fallout 76 just got an update, as I think did Elder Scrolls Online, so maybe they tease something, but if they don't, I would not be surprised. Because they're showing off fishing right now intentionally. Because that was the most recent Fallout 76 update. I'm sure there's other stuff. I would love a Banjo-Kazooie, but that's not going to happen. I could see us getting Toys for Bob something. Not Banjo, but like whatever, like a new IP. Because we know they're working on something. Because I don't think it's a new Skylanders either. I mean, it could be a Spyro, but I'm a little skeptical. I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. And I'm watching this on the Bethesda's YouTube channel for some reason. Mainly because that's the first one that popped up when I Googled it. Oh, and then The Outer Worlds too, but that's kind of duh. This is already The Outer World. Because that's The Outer Worlds too.
Do you think I care that the colony is in disarray? We didn't come to Arcadia to get bogged down in pointless warfare. We came to spread freedom and liberate resources for profit. But this pesky Earth Directorate agent is mucking things up. They're not alone in doing so. And they think they can just choose how things play out. They could stop us from stealing the Protectorate's brainwashing technology, which we need to improve our market share. What if this stranger aligned with the Order and that world computer of theirs? That could be the key to closing the rifts that threaten the colonies. So,
oh, hey, look at that. It's fucking House and the NCR and Caesar's Legion.
Brought to our side through the power of capitalism. Now, let's get out there and buy our way to victory!
I actually think that's fun. Like, the game, like, using the mechanics, right, to make fun of itself. That's funny.
last bit that I'm paid, every last bit that I save is intended for you.
I liked the first Outer Worlds. It wasn't as good as like a New Vegas or anything like that, but it was enjoyable enough.
Cost may be high. One day, I know you'll be mine. Someday, perhaps I'll own two. For now, I'll take one that's brand new. 'Cause I'm yearning and burning for you.
I'm also dog sitting, so she's a little yapper. So if you hear that,
An adventure made for capitalism by capitalism. Inflate our impressions and egos by staying tuned after the showcase.
and yes, we will be watching that. I know I don't always. Like, I don't think I watched the Call of Duty one last year,
Premiere.
but I will be watching that one.
Babe, what's wrong?
I'm sorry. I've just been so depressed lately.
You know, it would fix everything. Humanzapro.
I was gonna say this kind of looks like that fucking Justin Roiland game. Not Too Human. I don't remember what it was called. High on Life. There we go. Took me a second. But obviously you're not going to have Justin Roiland back. Probably not. I played High on Life. I played it on Game Pass. It was okay.
Yeah, humans are barely sentient. Scientists have done studies, and their brains are like half the size of ours.
I wonder how many times is PS5 going to show up in this? That's a question. That counts as one. I don't expect them to say PS5, but I expect to see the PS5 logo at least a dozen times. My first thought, I know we're getting Indiana Jones DLC, but I don't think that's this. It might be. Saint Sea of Thieves. So is it? Is this Assassin's Creed? I know the goal that makes me think of The Lasso of Truth, but I don't think this is what they're doing. Plague Tale? Huh. Okay. Oh yeah, the Xbox handheld. An Xbox Aces Rogue. Yeah. Again, this has already been leaked. This leaked a few weeks ago. Yeah. I don't know. I've been listening. Greg Miller has like not this one, but like one of these. Fucking Silksong mentioned? What? What do you mean Silksong? God, this is another fucking fake out, isn't it? Damn you, Xbox. Damn you. Unless you're actually gonna give a shit. I know, Greg Miller has one of these and has been talking it up a lot recently. I'm not going to buy one, obviously, but... Wow, they're leaning heavy into Silksong. Maybe we are gonna get something. Overwatch Stadium? I'm assuming that's just an Overwatch 2 thing.
At Xbox, we strive to put the player first. And that's what you've seen from us over the years. We've led the industry with backward compatibility. We champion crossplay and cross-progression.
Slush,
we deliver Game Pass,
but it's kind of
first
like
on console, then on PC,
together.
And with cloud gaming. So what's next? How can we give you even more freedom, more choice, more ways to play? Our next step is to unify your gaming no matter where you buy or play.
Oh yeah, this is the Steam compatibility
stuff. We're building an Xbox experience designed for players, not locked to a single store or tied to one device. The Xbox Ally is an Xbox you can hold in your hands, bringing together the power of Xbox and the freedom of Windows. On this Xbox, you can play games across your entire library, including all the Windows PC game stores.
I know someone
Xbox and
who's freaking out right now over all the Silksong mentions. But I think they're just
the highly anticipated Hollow Knight Silksong will be available at launch and in Game Pass when the Ally releases later this year. In fact, every new game you see in today's show will be playable on the Xbox Ally.
Okay, to be fair, Xbox has made that promise before.
To have a unique experience of Xbox on any screen. That's why we're investing in Xbox Play Anywhere. Are we gonna get a release date for this thing? Whether you're playing on console, PC, smart TV, or any Windows handheld like the new Xbox Ally, the Xbox experience roams with you. Your library, progression, friends, and achievements. There are over 1,000 Xbox Play Anywhere games on Xbox today. And every new game you see in today's show, from our partners and our studios, is Xbox Play Anywhere. And because it's Xbox, you can always have access to Game Pass with a diverse lineup of games from the biggest franchises to critically acclaimed indie hits. This is the freedom we believe players should have. Any game, anywhere. And we are giving it our all every day to make this vision real. But it all comes back to the games. From Dead to Rights on the original Xbox to Armored Core 6, our relationship with Bandai Namco Entertainment has stood the test of time. We both believe in bringing amazing experiences to players around the world, and their next game does exactly that. From Rebel Wolves Studio, this is a story-rich action RPG steeped in dark fantasy that I can't wait for you to explore. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
And it looks like I'm seeing a tweet from Xbox. There's an X version, there's a Rogue Ally X, which is black, and just a Xbox Rogue Ally, which is white. The X one has 24 gigabytes of memory, a better chip, and a terabyte of storage, whereas the white one has 16 gigabytes, a different chip, and 512 gigabytes of storage.
We feared for our lives.
Okay.
We should have feared for our souls instead.
I'm just reading that off Twitter.
The vampires didn't come to kill us. No, they came to rule. To
turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead.
Okay, not Blade.
Their worst nightmare.
There's a game we could see. I know there is a Blade game in development by people who did Deathloop and Dishonored.
Trapped between the two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all. He is out there watching, seeping into you, growing.
Turned up.
World premiere.
Oh, Meat Boy, okay. A 3D Meat Boy? Huh. Thanks, I hate it. I suck at Meat Boy so much. It's cool that it exists. I am fucking awful at these games. To be fair, I never played Meat Boy Forever. I only played the original, but I was bad at the original. Multiplayer? Like, oh my, Meat Boy Battle Royale to see who can make it the farthest?
Meat Boy 3D!
Okay. Huh. Neat. Neat. I'm excited for Edmund McMullen's new game, Mugenics. Looks interesting.
Watch your back, Yakumo. You're a wanted criminal now.
I'll kill the Dark Dragon myself. It's my mission. My duty as a Raven Ninja.
Breaking the Dark Dragon free has its consequences.
This very much looks like Platinum.
This is it.
Like, yep. Sayori. Oh, Ninja Gaiden. Okay, this is Ninja Gaiden.
There's something I need your help with.
Okay, that explains a lot. I didn't recognize it at first.
The Dark Dragon is mine.
It's actually kind of wild that that's a series that's been around for like 40 years. Almost. Okay, here's the Indiana Jones DLC. I really need to play this one. Here we go.
Good luck, Indy.
Is this? Was it like the Tomb of Giants or something like that? Yeah, because the original was the Great Circle. It's like something to do with giants.
This is where it starts. Beneath the streets of Rome. Enter the city of Antioch. Find the secret relic. Bring it back to the Holy See. Defend the secret. They worshipped the giants.
See what I say. I kind of remember stuff. Oh, the Order of Giants. Okay, I was close.
World premiere.
はるか昔、この国に輪廻の獣が現れた。輪廻の獣は汚れを吐き、あらゆる生物を蝕んだ。
I don't think this is that, Wait, what? Fucking Game Freak? What? I know they do non-Pokemon things. They always have. But at an Xbox show? And so they don't do stuff that looks like this. Usually like other Game Freak stuff is like, you know, falls in with the style of like Nintendo. Like it fits like the that one about the town that sucked. That's so random. Is Toby Fox doing the music for this as well? Beast of Reincarnation. That's just so random to see at one of these shows. But you know, if Game Freak wants to do something non-cartoony, go for it. And of course it's on everything. How random.
The glittering streets of Avalon sure do shine, because they suit their filth down to us.
Is this Clockwork Revolution? Yeah, it's gotta be. Look at this. Look at the style.
Here's to playing in the mud. Life here ain't for the soft-hearted.
You will be paying me back until you fucking rust.
It ain't for the spineless.
To keep your filthy pickers off me!
And it sure as shite ain't for the decent.
That's a clean sweep for what
There has been a crime! Justice itself has been affronted! I have been burgled!
Lord Griswick. Yes, I got that part. Do you know anyone who might wish you ill? We can't arrest and question everyone. Let's see if we can narrow the suspects down a bit.
They were,
Trust your instincts, sir.
tall,
Yes, sir.
built rather slim, well, muscular.
Mm-hmm.
Was very quick, agile.
Go on.
With a mustache. No, larger.
I see.
Quite fashionable. That's the fiend who robbed me.
They got my good side this time. Breaking in is the easy part.
It reminds me of like a
Brandy, sir.
like a Dishonored or something like that.
The real trick.
These candlesticks ain't gold. Worthless and dull, just like you. Nah, I have a customer. How can I help you? I'd rather talk to you.
And it's also taking influence from like a Fallout or
You talk to
something
me
like that.
first, and him never. Got it?
Uncle's a bit touchy, ain't he, Errol?
Touchy? I'll show you touchy. There. Anything else you'd care to say to Errol? Brains. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it.
Round here, it's all sharp edges, empty pockets, and blood on the cobbles. Goodbye, Silas.
No, no! I'll hurt you, you fucking meatsack! I'll leave you with a pissing pan of peaches!
You'd either got a gang at your back, or a knife in it.
We're family here. Family takes care of its own.
Can't put a price on that, can you?
Them's in charge. They don't keep order. They keep power.
Take this thing into the crucible and melt it.
Yeah, insert the Brandon Lee Mulligan quote about the occupying army.
Broken and too scared
You
to
know
fight
the
back.
I don't want to kill him.
That's why it pays to be clever and well-armed.
Yeah, this actually really does remind me of like a Fallout.
Let's go and end a few arguments.
Which is a good thing. I like a good Fallout.
Don't get cocky. They've got a weapon far worse. Time. And if they can rewrite history, they can rewrite us. But look who just found Mummy's keys. Now I can fiddle with time. Put the bullet back in the barrel. Bring the chaos to a crawl. Take a mistake and make it like it never happened. We can change the world as we know it. One choice at a time. And I can even go back and change the past to change the future. And let me tell you,
And that's the aspects that remind me of like
the
Dishonored.
hunters don't like it when the
All
rabbits
this time travel
got
stuff.
the gun.
Yeah, no, that all looks just up my alley. The question is, will they actually pull it off?
And piss off.
And I also, yeah, I didn't expect that this year. That's next year, God, maybe even the year after that.
Our creative teams are dedicated to bringing players award-winning, record-breaking, critically acclaimed games. Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 from Activision, Doom, The Dark Ages from Bethesda, Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred from Blizzard, and Avowed from Xbox Game Studios. All of our teams across Xbox First Party are shipping their most played games ever, and
Are they
they're
gonna
also
announce a new
delivering
Xbox
more
acquisition?
content than ever before.
Because it
From
kind of felt like
original
after
single-player
Activision Blizzard King,
experiences to vast
they were
online
done.
worlds, our
But you never
teams are
know.
empowered to build the games they've always dreamed of. We want our players to have the choice and flexibility of where and how they play the games our teams make. So of course, our games will be available day one in Game Pass, and every new game we make for both Xbox consoles and PC will be Xbox Play Anywhere. On
I thought they
behalf
were
of
gonna
our
say
creative
PlayStation
teams,
for a second.
Thank you. These experiences don't stop when you put down the controller. As you've seen in recent years, more and more of our characters, stories, and worlds are expanding to brand new audiences through TV and film. A Minecraft movie and the Fallout TV series broke records and brought millions of players into the game.
The Minecraft movie was whatever. The Fallout show is fantastic.
Film and television
if you have not seen the Fallout show, it is so good.
New franchises, Obsidian is having a year like no other. From launching a blockbuster new game like Avowed to the upcoming release of The Outer Worlds 2 this October. Obsidian is always delivering great games, and they have a third game launching this year. You'll get to go deeper on it in our Direct, but until then, let's
What do you mean, a third game? Like, I think 2 games is already kind of a lot, especially because they do have overlapping markets. I know we don't like to say it, but because they're very different genres, but I would say that they do kind of overlap. Is this...
With new flexible legs, the yoke girth action figure can...
My first thought is Grounded.
Breaking news. There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers
I was gonna say
against their will and left
this looked like Grounded
in the backyard of a deranged scientist. Formerly evil company Ominent Practical Technologies was set to dedicate a statue of the 4 teenagers, fast food science robot Burgle and Dr. Tully, when an explosion erupted. Dr. Tully and the teenagers' current whereabouts are also unknown.
I don't hate this idea at all. Grounded, I didn't play much of it, but what little I did play, I did enjoy.
You gotta keep them separated.
I'm assuming this one's going to be in beta again, like the previous one. No, I think this is a good idea, all things considered. And having an entire park to explore. Someone did a Minecraft manhunt in Grounded, where it was who could one player beat the game before the other 3 stopped him, and that was a fun idea. I don't remember who did that, but I saw that on YouTube, and that was a pretty... They had like 2 or 3 of them. And riding the animals makes sense, or the bugs. And yeah, that's game preview is just early access. No, I think that's good. I mean, again, it feels very soon, but it makes sense.
500 reached. Accessing predecessor's travel log. Attempting data salvage.
I have encountered an unprecedented orphan. It was in a state of suppressed recomposition.
The behavior pattern of the orphans populating the area is highly unusual. They become exceptionally aggressive.
Is this is it called Stalker? Because I don't think it's a Metro. It might be a Stalker.
Proceed with caution.
Here, I have no idea. Chronos? Yeah, no idea.
Consistently. In coordination.
Destroying the nest is now a priority.
Such is our calling. Such is our calling.
Fable? maybe I was thinking the Fallout's thing just got DLC. And yeah, that comes out like in like 2 weeks. Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Mayday! Mayday! Code 1 to mission control, we're falling! Thomas, the ship's breaking apart! There's no time! Evacuate! Now! Thomas, come in!
Ariane, you sacrificed everything for a new world, to save mankind. And I'll always love you for that.
Don't nod. I recognize... See, this is what happened with me being bad at names. I recognize Don't Nod, but I could not tell you for the life of me what games they create.
Thomas, wherever you are, I'll find you.
Aveline? Are they Life is Strange? Yeah, Life is Strange, Tell Me Why. Okay. European space? Really? Okay. Okay.
World premiere.
Welcome to England, Mr. David. I know this must be a shock, having never met your real father.
Is this...
But he left you this hotel in his will.
Is this a new game made by the guys who did We Happy Few? Because this is British, and We Happy Few was British. And this kind of... Not similar art styles, but I could see the comparison. Similar enough.
Every room used to be in such high demand. Your wish I'll command here at the Grand.
Well, hello there. It looks like you're about to do some renovations. Would you like some help with that?
Because didn't Xbox buy the studio that did We Happy Few? That's the only reason why I bring it up.
So my father was renovating the hotel when he disappeared?
I think they bought
Not
them.
just the hotel. He was helping the entire village. You have his power tools. You know, you could pick up where he left off. You seem like a good man, like he was.
I'm in. They don't suspect a thing.
Just make sure the locals don't get wind of what you're really up to. Because if they find out, they will Wicker Man your ass.
You keep looking into things.
See, I didn't like We Happy Few from what I played like one of the betas.
In this place, the only one you can really
But
trust is me.
is it a musical? Friday. It's gotta be. I mean, it might not be, but it's gotta be.
There are a
as many gods in the world as there are stars in the heavens. And when we need their help, they send us a hero. Who would have guessed the defender of my homeland would be my daughter?
She unlocked the Heavenly Spear, but is she worthy?
Whatever happened to that? I know Xbox was making a like a Civilization style game. I don't think this is that. But whatever happened to that? This might be it. It might have been called Age of Mythology. I honestly cannot remember. Yeah, that probably seems right.
주권 국가의 자주적 결정을 누가 허락하는가? 만약 이 결정이 패권 국가의 특정 정치 집단의 이익을 저해한다면 당신의 특정 행동이 대중의 의사결정에 영향을 미칠 수 있으며 반대로 누군가는 당신의 의사결정에 영향을 주려 한다는 것을 인지할 때 자신만의 온전한 입장을 세울 수 있지 않을까? 당신의 입장은 온전한 본인의 판단인가? 그렇게 믿고 있거나 믿고 싶을 뿐. 당신은 무엇 때문에 분노하는가?
Yeah, I've got nothing. No idea.
당신의 분노는 스스로 결정한 것인가? 누군가 당신의 분노를 이용한다. 지정태.
Okay.
World premiere.
Oh, okay. I remember the trailer from, I think, last year.
Novo tualibemo iwalotaname. Ona utalima diefema. Teonami. Toma tua calio, terali.
Yeah, that's next year. I think it looks beautiful. Wait, so is this like a sequel to a game that already came out? Because I'll be honest, I don't remember... Because I remember a trailer that looked like this. I just didn't know it actually came out already. Planet of Lawwood. Okay. Yeah, no, I remember seeing the original. I had no idea. Hey, there's our first time seeing Switch. Also, technically PS4 as well, I think, but yeah. I knew it was gonna happen. Oh. Okay, I was gonna say this is gonna be Fallout 76.
Well, hello there. Beautiful day to relax by the old fishing hole, wouldn't you say? When it comes to fishing, Appalachia
all
is a
good
land
games
of
need a fishing minigame.
Yes, you'll find fish of all flavors in every walk of waterway, from its mightiest of rivers to its humblest of ponds. Just step up to the bank, cast your line, and when your bobber starts bobbing, reel in the rewards.
What do you got on there, Jed?
Worms!
And how are they biting today?
See for yourself.
Bagging the big fish starts with finding the right tools for the job. There are as many unique combinations of rods, reels, bobbers, and baits as there are fish in the sea. And when you've caught your fill, pop over to the local tackle shop to swap fish tails.
Is the shop on a giant, like, hermit crab? Because I know Fallout has the hermit crabs that are, like, so big they're inside, like, buses. They use, like, buses as shells.
Cozy little joys like this. You just gotta know where to look. Vault Life is your ticket to easy living. Design and build your own little slice of paradise. A place to show off all the bits and bobs you collect in your travels. Got a green thumb? Plant your own peaceful vegetable garden. And nothing warms the heart like a neighborhood cookout.
Ah, community makes a wasteland a waste home. Join today, and tomorrow you'll be kicking back and sharing a meal with friends in beautiful Appalachia.
World premiere.
Solo leveling? I have not watched the show. I know it just won at the Anime Awards. I was personally rooting for Delicious in Dungeon. I knew it wasn't going to win, especially over this, or specifically Freerun. Freerun's the one I know had all the critical acclaim and whatnot. But I did really like Delicious in Dungeon.
World premiere.
this Pal World? I don't think it is, but it might be. No, it can't be, but... This reminds me of, like... I mean, I see the Pokemon influence, and transforming into them is clever. But this reminds me of that one weird AI cat game, for some reason. Nintendo gonna sue this one as well?
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Tony Hawk Pro
Here we
Skater.
go.
I just want to say thanks to
My
everyone
prediction
for all the love and
was
support we've seen since
Teenage
we announced
Mutant
Tony
Ninja
Hawk's Pro
Turtles.
Skater 3 and
We
4
know
2
Teenage
months
Mutant
ago.
Ninja Turtles
These
are
games have
allegedly
changed my life.
coming to
More than
Sonic
that,
Cross
I've seen them help
Worlds.
spread a
Are
love
they
and
gonna be here as
appreciation for
well?
skating all over the world, and that means everything to me and the team. I can't wait for you all to experience the game. It's been rebuilt with so much care and attention to detail, with some brand new parks, new music, new skaters, and more. And you can enjoy it all with your friends with up to 8 players in multiplayer. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 officially drops July 11th, and we have a lot more surprises to come.
Yeah, it's just a few
Check
weeks
out
away.
the launch trailer now.
I want to be very excited for it. I don't like the changes they made to 4. But then I also, if you haven't been playing the new Mario Kart, which I know, you know, you gotta buy a new system for that, so I get why not. The mission mode in the new Mario Kart kind of reminds me of, like, the missions in Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Like, honestly, that's a pretty decent comparison. Alcatraz. God, I used to love that level so much. Oh, I fucking called it! I called it a few weeks ago. Oh my gosh, that's my #1 biggest prediction. I even called it was going to be Michelangelo. I fucking nailed it. Oh my gosh. It just made sense. If it just, they got a SpongeBob level, it just made sense. I'm gonna have to cut that together. I don't remember where we said that. I'm gonna have to cut that together. Oh my gosh. I actually just nailed it. Perfect prediction. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. You've got me interested. Spiritfarer, if you've never played it, it's really good. It makes me cry. And I don't think I ever actually fully completed it because of that. It can be a lot, but in like a good way. That looks great. Fate's End. Next year. I have no idea how long, because I know the show is 2 hours total. I don't know if it's going to be an hour Xbox, an hour other thing, or an hour and a half Xbox, half an hour other thing. Here's the Gears of War remaster, which this makes sense. And part of me, because I've never played a Gears of War, so I feel like a Gears of War remaster should be the thing that like gets me back into it. Because you know, when it came to like serious action shooters, I was all about Halo, Halo 2 and 3, and Reach.
Look who decided to show up. It's game time, baby.
You think you can still find your way back home, Phoenix?
Looks like they upgraded. Nausea, baby! Let's do this. This is gonna be awesome. Form up!
Yeah, Gears of War on PlayStation is so weird.
World premiere.
This isn't Persona, is it? We know at some point Persona 4 is gonna show up. Is that this? Fuck, Yeah, Persona 4. I knew Persona 4 was gonna happen. I just didn't know when. Because it was weird, because all the voice actors came out and were like, we're not in the Persona remake. And I don't know if that's true or not, or if that was just like a hype thing. I legitimately do not know.
The Smugglers League is
Sea of
always
Thieves?
there. But you won't see us.
Yeah.
You won't hear us.
It's kind of wild that they're still supporting this game. It's kind of cool.
And the only way you'd ever know it.
I don't know. I've never played it. It's always one of those games where it's like, I should play it, but then you gotta find people to play it with. And I just had more fun watching, like, Achievement Hunter play it back in the day.
Guns, explosives.
And don't forget the rum.
It's a life of danger like no other. So I guess my question is, can you handle that?
Getting your hands on gold is one thing, but you should know that this is what we're really after. The bigger the boom, the better. Smugglers need to be adaptable. It's more than moving under moonlight and shadows. You should be ready to take advantage of others' misfortune. Stealing, of course, is always an option. Just do whatever it takes to get the job done. You are pirates, after all.
Welcome, my friends, to the Smugglers League.
Yep, that's Sea of Thieves for you.
You're paying for that.
Season 17. Like I said, I'm surprised they keep supporting it, but for people who do play it, that's good for them. And is it on PS5? I legitimately don't know.
World
premiere.
This is ridiculous. Please, come on.
Skybound. Is this that hero one, or is that a... Oh, an Invincible?
No, Dad.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Like an actual, like... Because I know there's already some Invincible stuff, but it's all, like, mobile game schlock. Like an actual serious Invincible thing. As long as it's not a fucking fighting game.
I hoped you'd understand why I had to do this. Accept our rule, or die.
Please don't be a fighting game. Please don't be a fucking fighting game. Hey, it's Rex before he exploded. It's a fighting game. I know it is.
You off this planet for good.
God damn it.
I trusted you.
God damn it. I'm so... Just give us, like, an actual, like, Invincible game. Like, I don't want everything to be a fucking fighting game. I mean, at least it's not fucking NetherRealms doing it. Because that's DC's curse. Is there, like, if DC wants a new fighting game, it's gonna be fucking, what's it called? What's it? Oh, fuck. Gods Amongst Us, Immortal. What is it called? Injustice. If DC wants a fighting game, it's gonna be Injustice. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants Injustice 3. Why is it always a fucking fighting game? Admittedly, this looks a lot like a Mortal Kombat, but it's not NetherRealm, so... Like, I'll take it, I guess. Oh. Oh yeah, well okay, we kind of knew this was coming. Final Fantasy Remake's coming to Xbox. In Switch, but that's gonna be at a later point. Switch 2, I should say. I'm honestly surprised it's taken this long for a remake to come to Xbox. I would have figured it would have been like exclusive for like a year. Is this 14 or 16? My guess is 14. I don't know. Might be 16 actually. I'm very EP right now. Yeah, 16, okay. See, I thought 16 was already on Xbox. Oh shit, Shadow Drop? Okay, that's cool, I guess.
World premiere.
Yeah, I'm very EP. Okay, Double Fine. We knew something was... I don't expect anything this year. But we knew something was coming from Double Fine eventually. Because Psychonauts 2... It's been a few years. I don't think this is Psychonauts 3 either. There's got to be something entirely new. And you are a lighthouse? Looks beautiful. Okay, I guess it is coming this year. Okay, Double Fine. Double Fine's they've done some good stuff. They've done some bad stuff, but they've done a lot of good.
Games like Psychonauts 2 showed how Double Fine excels at creating unique and innovative experiences. And Keeper is no exception.
Psychonauts 2 was great.
Looking ahead, next year marks 25 years of Xbox. It's a big milestone for the platform and franchises that you helped build and make popular. We couldn't have done this without everyone who's been with us on this journey. As we think about bringing a new generation of players to these iconic franchises, I'm excited to share that players will get to celebrate 25 years of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza, Gears of War E-Day,
I was waiting for
return
Fable.
of a classic that's been with us since the beginning. Today, you've seen an incredible range of games from creators across the globe.
They've had some good stuff.
Creators like In Exile
They have.
reaching for new heights with Clockwork Revolution. Sluggerfly making Team Meat's modern classic platformer into 3D. Square Enix bringing more of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy franchise to our players. And Team Ninja returning to the beloved series they debuted on Xbox. You've also seen the next Xbox hardware release, our Xbox Ally handheld,
Balacho, man.
which lets you bring
You
your
gotta-
Xbox experience
I mean, that's-
in your library with
That's
you
basically
anywhere.
what my
I hope
old
you
Switch is just
enjoyed
going to
the
become,
breadth
is a
and depth
Balatro
of
machine.
the games, updates,
It's
and
just going to play
experiences that are coming
Balatro.
to
Because even though I can
Xbox
play it
from
on
our
Switch too,
partners and our own
eh.
creative teams. We're seeing more
The Switch one
players
has better
on our
battery life.
platform and in our games than ever.
Ugh.
Thanks to all of you. We're proud of the creativity that Obsidian is delivering this year. Immediately
3
after
Obsidian
Showcase,
games this
our
year
direct begins,
is
where You'll
wild.
go inside the studio for an extended look at the Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah,
But
no, that
before
was
we get
not a
into the
bad
direct,
show at all.
We have a final world premiere.
It's got to be
Enjoy.
Fable. Fable's the one thing they didn't talk about. I don't expect... it could be Perfect Dark, but...
World premiere.
Or it's none of it, but... It's got to be one of those two things. My guess is Fable.
Welcome to
Okay,
the world.
maybe it's Perfect Dark.
We have been expecting you. Please, follow me.
It's not
You
Starfield.
already know us as a global tech leader. Our software, our systems, combined with our skilled team, is designed to save lives. Your years of service have shown you the importance of our work. Here, you'll witness the global scope of that mission in action. Let me introduce you to our esteemed visionary.
For too long, we have been bound by outdated systems, accepting limitations instead of redefining them. The Guild is safeguarding tomorrow, now. We are pioneering the future of protection worldwide. Our advancements are designed to elevate everyday life.
I know an evil butterfly when I see one. I've been here before. If it turns you into a Morpho Knight, that's it. Could also be something from Remedy. Did we get a Remedy announcement at one of the other directs? I don't think so. But that's the other thing that this is kind of making me think of. I guess what was it called? Frag? That's Remedy, but no, this is the Toys for Bob game.
It's a powerful thing. David Mason. Menendez.
Unless this is the new Call of Duty, which I don't think it is. Really? Ugh. Ugh. Oh. I don't give a shit about Black Ops 7. That's a disappointment. Listen, I know Call of Duty still sells really well. I know them bringing back Black Ops 6 was a big deal, but I didn't need Black Ops 7. Now, Black Ops 6 felt like, oh, you know, we're giving the fans what they want. Black Ops 7 just feels desperate. There is a D&D table in, Grounded, so...
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. We here at the studio have joked around that this has been the year of Obsidian, with Avowed releasing early this year and now ending the year with 2 more games.
In 1 year?
And what better way to cap this incredible year for us than by doing what our studio does best, sequels.
That's where I come in. You can get out of here, Fergus. Thank you.
Hey,
No, you're doing great. You know
it's
The
Sonical
sequel is the
Hedgeman.
lifeblood of every great franchise.
The guy
Think
who
about it.
did the
original
sandwich eating
creates the world
contest
and
against
builds
Amir
fandom, but the
Blumenfeld.
sequel. That's what makes it worth remembering. No sequel, no hoverboard. No sequel, no dual SMGs. No sequel, no Raccoon Tail. No sequel, no Zune 2. Which doesn't really exist, but I wish it had.
There was a Zune 2.
There was a Zune 2? I'm Mark, the head of sequels here at Obsidian, and I have sequelized everything. Blockbuster movies to AAA video games to my first marriage, so trust me.
Yeah, if there was no sequel, there
I
would
know
have been
what
no
I'm doing.
soda drinking contest against
Come along
Amir
on this
instead
journey
of
with
just a sandwich eating contest. They also did a staying awake contest, and there was a fourth one as well that I don't remember.
Let the killing commence.
I do want this to be... I want to be clear. I want this to be good. Like, I want them to go in, fix some of the flaws with the original Outer Worlds. You know, and just make something great.
The Outer Worlds 2 is a sequel to The Outer Worlds 1. It's a continuation of the themes of robber barons in space and how people are controlled by the stories they're told by the people who have power over them. This time we're able to go a lot deeper because we have more time and money, which is a great thing, and we're able to make it a much more true Obsidian reactive RPG than we were the first time around. So we're going deeper and more complex with everything for this sequel. Deeper story, lore, RPG interactions, reactivity, all the things we've been known for as a company. It's really a complete realization of everything people want from an Obsidian game. Surprisingly, this is the first time in over 25 years that I've had the chance to do a full sequel for a world that I helped co-create. It's really just a fantastic opportunity to explore and expand the universe in interesting ways, and to go even further with the themes of how people are affected by living in a dystopian corporate reality.
You can shoot your way through it, you can talk your way through it, you can sneak your way through it. And so no matter what kind of playstyle that you like, this is just an awesome
I'll be honest, I will
awesome game to jump
one of the
into,
early side
even if
quests
it's
in
your
the
first
game
one.
is there's a guy where you have to like pay to be buried, and you're just like renting your grave until somebody else pays to use it. And that's just always, and that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, okay, I get what the very early on showing like what the themes of this game are going to be.
That impact things like combat, conversations, and areas that we call RPG interactions.
Good. I want more of that.
Players can use their specific skills, perks, and backgrounds to solve problems in unique ways in our new, bigger worlds.
Because like that's one of Fallout's problems, is that Fallout kind of does that, but only like specifically Bethesda Fallouts. But they kind of only in like small amounts.
We prioritize those deeper RPG options with different character builds and combos so players can express their role-playing power fantasies. We also have different equipment options for different playstyles and different companions with different abilities. In the first Outer Worlds, you start off as the Stranger, which was basically a blank slate to build on top of with various attribute points that would begin to define your personal experience in the game. You can make any kind of character you want, but we've given you a role. That role is an Earth Directorate agent. You can think of them as kind of like space cowboys or space sky marshals. They're the good guys that go into places and kind of fix everything that's wrong. You're gonna be one of those. But we don't tell you why you joined the Earth Directorate. There could have been a lot of different reasons, right? It could have been because you're an actual lawbringer and you want to go in there and spread law throughout the galaxy. It could be that you're a roustabout and you just had nothing better to do. After you pick your background, one of the really important choices you have next is choosing your traits. While we had attributes in the first Outer Worlds, we've leaned into traits for the Outer Worlds too, which are these big changes to your character depending on which ones you pick. So it could be something like Brilliant, where you can tag extra skills and you start getting extra skill points. And that's obviously really great if that's how you want to build your character. You can also go and do something like Lucky, where you get extra critical chance, and you also get a lot of really cool options throughout the game as well. Of course, we brought back Dumb, so players love the Dumb option.
Tell me.
Gotta be that idiot savant. That's the only way to play Fallout, or that's not the only way, but that's the best way to level up in Fallout 4.
Quite what I meant.
Is Idiot
I
Savant.
like your contempt for boundaries. I could put your adventurous spirit to good use.
And you get like lots of really cool, fun conversation options in the game, but we took that even further. And again, there's lots of elements in the game where you can be dumb and use that for something. Could be something as simple as banging on a machine to get it to work. After you've invested in some of your traits, your next choices are going to be choosing your skills. The skills themselves basically allow you to build on your playstyle and what your character is doing in the game.
Oh my God.
That will be everything from playing stealthily to speccing for an explosive specialty.
I'm not bored, I'm just tired. It's crazy, because I actually did get a decent amount of sleep last night.
Throughout your entire journey, your character continues to change with the different choices you make. In the Outer Worlds 1, actually had more skills than we have, so we condensed them down to really the core and essence of what we really wanted there. But we made each point that you put into a skill much more impactful. So instead of getting small percentage changes, we actually did much larger changes per point that you put into each skill. And again, all these things, because of how they're checked inside the world itself, can matter quite a bit. You know, just even having one additional skill point in something can open up a lot more options in the world itself. If anybody's played Fallout New Vegas, they'll be very familiar with like the perk system. We basically borrowed that, but went even grander. We actually have more perks than Fallout New Vegas did. But here's the cool thing, right? We check and use perks for literally everything, right? So you can do everything from, hey, I want to make a stealthy build that steals stuff and is really good at that. Okay, great. Well, you can take maybe the pickpocketing perk. So that's not available to everybody, but if you select that, now you can actually go around and steal things out of people's pockets. There's another perk called heavy-handed, right? Where say you're a melee person, what this does is now your power attacks that you use actually knock people down.
Oh man,
I remember when I played the original Outer Worlds,
as you start
I tried to go in with like guns,
and you can
and
take those hearts,
I was
and
such an
essentially you're
awful
taking these
shot
trophies, you
that
could
I ended
say,
up switching
and
to
it's actually giving
melee,
you permanent
which was
health
awful
bonus
because
every
that's
time
not
you
how
do
I
it.
set up the
We
character.
have this perk called
I'm just,
Assassin.
I have a,
Now, this is an
I
early
have
game
such
perk that you can
bad
play, which
aim.
every time you use stealth attack,
Like
an enemy,
it's
you're
fucking
actually
like
gonna
on a
get
controller
movement
specifically.
bonus for a certain
Keyboard
amount
I'm
of
a
time.
little better, but I just have bad aim in general. That's why I like Gyroscope, because Gyroscope corrects some of my bad aim.
Flaws were a system that
Sometimes.
everybody loved from the first game, but we wanted to make it more personal to the player. We wanted it to really reflect how you were playing the game and give you a bonus that you actually wanted
Because
to
I'll be
really
honest, because while
engage with.
yes, a mouse
With the
is
flaw
more
system returning,
accurate,
we knew we needed to go
I
bigger,
like holding
better,
a controller
and more real
more.
than ever before. So we turned to the team. And I told them, no bad ideas. Give me what you got. Okay, we need more flaws. We need them to be real. I want to put them in the game, so give me something. Inspiration. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I have bad knees.
You got bad knees? They hurt when you walk a lot?
Yes.
When you walk too much, they hurt?
No cartilage.
Sounds boring. Makes you sound like a boring person, but it's in the game.
I know it.
It's a good flaw. What about you?
I like to take small things sometimes.
So you're stealing.
No, I'm taking.
When do you give them back?
I don't.
Claire. Yeah, you shouldn't be stealing. What are you doing? You shouldn't be stealing, Claire.
Tiny crimes.
Tiny crimes? Do you hear the second part, though? It's a crime.
Well,
You're stealing. Claire, that's wrong. You can't steal things, okay? But it's an amazing flaw, and I'm putting it in the
I
game.
actually
But
do
you're a
like
bad
that.
person.
That's-
And are you the one that took my stapler?
do you need it?
Yeah. Give it back.
Okay.
Please. You, what do we got? Flaw.
I like to stare at the sun.
How long did you stare at the sun?
Just lunch break.
An hour?
Oh, I only get 30. You guys get an hour?
I get an hour.
An hour.
Oh. Makes me feel energized.
How many fingers am I holding up?
3?
No. Anything else? We'll put it in the game. We'll put it in the game because I feel bad for you. Anything else?
One of my favorite flaws is something called bad knees. It will actually give you the option to take this flaw that'll make it so that you move faster throughout the game. But the problem is, anytime you stand up, your knees are going to make a loud popping noise that makes it so that, well, everyone around you is going to hear you.
That's actually really fucking funny.
There's one called Kleptomaniac. This is really interesting because what it does is when you steal something, you can actually sell it for more bits than normal. And like that sounds really great. The drawback is sometimes when you're looking at things in the world that are owned by somebody else, you'll automatically steal them. You have to be very careful about how you use them.
I like that.
One of our more
I
wacky
really
perks
do like
is
the
Sun
like stuff
Gazer
like
flaw,
that.
and it just gives everyone cataracts while playing their game. So everything becomes like light shafts and blooms and hazes, and makes the game pretty unplayable if you happen to choose that perk.
If you happen to be the type of player that habitually reloads your weapons like I do, well, you'll be offered the flaw of over-prepared. Now, you'll get larger magazine sizes on all of your weapons, but if you ever fully empty your magazine, you're gonna take a debuff for a while. While we support options like being a gunslinger who wants to key into destructive weapons, or a rogue who wants to alpha strike their enemies before they know what hit them, we also allow for a lot of fun and experimental builds. You can be a mad scientist who utilizes gadgets and wacky science weapons.
Can I
and
be
armor.
Carl? Can I go around in my
Or even a
underwear,
psychopath who gains permanent bonuses
stomping
to
people
help
and
by
blowing
murdering
things
your
up?
friends?
Nothing shows the impact of these character build options better than, in my opinion, the bridge area, which has a quest you get early on in Paradise Island.
Because
Not
I'll
only
be
do you
honest,
kind of encounter
I
this
know.
very early, and it's a very core
I think
one to the story.
it's important
but it
for
really
some
expresses
games,
a
not every game, but
philosophy
some
of allowing the
games,
player to solve problems in
to add
a bunch of
things
ways.
that are like bad to
So you may
choose,
solve
that
it by,
make the game
speech
harder.
options. You may talk to them and maybe have to
Not
do a
because
quest
they
for them
want
and
you to
really
do
kind of prove
it,
that you're a
but
friend
just
of the
because
protectorate
that
to
makes
get
the
by.
game more interesting. It's like the jump badge in Mario Wonder. You should not play with the jump badge or the invisibility badge.
Go guns blazing,
Like, yeah, it's a
just take everyone out
challenge,
inside the POI,
but it's not
lower the
something
bridge
you
itself
should
and try to get
realistically
across.
do. But I'm glad it's there because it adds depth to the game. So yeah, like that Sun Gazer is entirely like it just makes the game harder, and they don't recommend it, but they did it anyways, and that makes things more interesting.
You can bypass the bridge entirely if you found like certain gadgets, like the shield gadget that protects you from poison gas as you go across, or the double jump boots, which kind of allow you to jump across the chasm and get across that way. There's even a really kind of messed up way, right? Which is players can actually sacrifice one of their companions. The companion who they just found is part of.
We're no different than the Vrees if we start tossing our own to the rats. I sure as law ain't gonna follow someone who can't see the wrong in it.
I must admit I'm surprised we could come to an understanding. But I thank you for your loyalty, stranger. As promised, you shall have clearance to cross this bridge.
It's such a fun quest, but again, it really showcases that we want you to be able to solve this in whatever way you want to. When you build your character your way, we're there for you. We really want you to have the experience that you want to have out of this.
From the very beginning of our discussions about the Outer Worlds, we really knew we wanted every game to take place in a different colony. This lets us expand on all aspects of the universe. Every colony can be its own thing with its own flavor, and we can center them around anything we want. Any ideas or setting we're interested in. Arcadia is an isolated colony with abundant resources, and it's run by an authoritarian faction called the Protectorate. Their dictatorship is thematically based around the question of how much freedom people will give up for security and luxury. For Protectorate subjects, unfortunately, that answer is everything. The Protectorate is also incredibly wealthy because it was founded by the inventor of the skip drives, which are the Outer Worlds' faster-than-light engines. But those skip drives are starting to cause rifts in space-time, which are cutting off all the other colonies on Earth from being able to trade with each other. The Order of the Ascendant is an offshoot of the Order of Scientific Inquiry from the original game, and like them are a science-based religion with the same goal of solving the universal equation, which will allow them to predict and alter the future to the benefit of all mankind. They used to be part of the Protectorate, but they split off to focus on solving the equation for the good of everyone, not as a way to simply control the masses. The player's been sent to Arcadia as an Earth Directorate agent to find out how the skip drives are causing the rifts and what can be done to stop them. Each of the factions have their own solutions to the rift problem and their own goals. The Protectorate wants to close them to protect their legacy as the inventor of the drives and their wealth. The Order wants to close them not only for the good of everyone, but also because they're complicating the math they're using to solve the universal equation. And Antes just wants to be able to open and close them at will to control all the trade routes between the colonies. In addition to expanding the themes and lore of the Outer Worlds, we're also expanding the humor, so each faction has its own flavor of absurdity. Anti's Choice is a merger between Anti-Cleo and Spacer's Choice from the original game, and there are corporate representatives in the Outer Worlds too. They've invaded Arcadia to liberate their resources for all of humanity, at a profit, of course.
One of my favorite things from Fallout New Vegas is the radio system. It was just iconic for me, and I wanted to make sure that the Outer Worlds 2 had that. So we actually built out 3 different radio stations, one for each of the major factions. You also have a ton of music. Each station might have like, I think 20 tracks of unique music that we've made for it. It's a lot of stuff. But the really cool part about this entire thing is that we actually put a lot of reactivity into the radio. So it will respond to the things that are going on around the world that you've been interacting with. So if you go into a location, let's say you solve a problem for the Protectorate folks, if you listen to the Protectorate radio station, they're gonna be cheering you on as a hero.
Wonderful news, everyone. The Zeranium gas leaks at the Automech repair facility, strongly believed to be caused by Anti's Choice malefactors, have been corrected.
Some hotshot for hire just managed to fix the electrum leak in their repair facility. Now, I'm not saying we caused it in the first place, but we sure like the idea of all those broken automechanicals and all the excessive gasping and choking involved.
I do think
the
that
factions and companions
as they've been going around, I do think this game looks really good.
This time around.
I like the art style. I like the skyboxes a lot.
The first Outer Worlds, and like with everything
especially
else
when
in
they were
the
talking
game,
about the
they have
rifts
a lot
there.
more reactivity. There are 6
I
companions
think
in the
it
Outer
looks
Worlds
nice.
too. As usual, each has their own quest lines, but this time they are also connected to a different faction and have character arcs that the player can affect through their choices. Your first companion is Niles. He's another Earth Directorate agent like you, and he's looking for your help to decide whether he wants to become an even better agent or to turn his back on the Earth Directorate completely. There's also a somewhat cute Automech support drone that is basically Niles' helper. Her name is Val. Marisol is part of the Order of the Ascendant, and she's an aging but still deadly assassin. That's right, she's a deadly mathematician who may or may not have some unfinished business to attend to with the player's help. There's also a cultist named Azza, who is part of a sub-faction that worships the rifts, and in her case, violence in general. You can choose to either turn her away from overt violence or support her chaotic and dangerous tendencies. At one time, Auntie's Choice had a program
I guess they just released a demo for
parts to make them more
Tony
formidable.
Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4.
Unfortunately, it didn't quite work, and most of them are now dead. There's a combat medic who survived, however, named Inez, and she wants the player to help her fix her graft, among other things. Finally, there's Tristan. He's a protected arbiter who is judge, jury, and executioner all rolled into one heavily armored package.
Dread Doom?
It is your choice to either help him judge
Judge
wrongdoers
Dredd?
or show him what true justice looks
I think I was
like.
going for Judge Dredd.
We definitely have reactivity in the game based on how you've been treating your companions. I won't reveal the end of the game, but let's say if you have not been treating them well, you will find out at the end of the game what that means.
Companions are a very, very important part of merchandising, because that's the real beauty of the sequel. We're talking merch, baby. It is the lifeblood. It is what fuels us. Do you want to see some of my ideas? Hop, hop. Check this out.
So is
Ben
he
Alpha
in the
loves
game,
body pillows,
or
especially
is he
ones that
just
look like
here for
human
this
beings
trailer?
for some reason, right?
Either way, I think
Who
they're
needs a
getting good work
significant
out of him,
other
but
when you could have a knife-wielding space psycho up in your sheets, huh? What do they do with them when they get them, huh? Maybe a little
That's definitely
napping,
a real
maybe
thing
little
that you can
snuggling,
actually buy.
Maybe a little nah.
The visuals of the first Outer Worlds depicted a frontier colony in space. The Outer Worlds 2 is driven by an invasion of the Arcadia colony system by Auntie's Choice, which shifts the visuals to be more reminiscent of a World War I-like setting in space. That evolution is seen
look at
across
that. I
all
think that looks
aspects of the
beautiful.
game.
The first
starting
game
with the
looked
factions.
fine.
How do you militarize everything, including extreme capitalists or math-crazed scientists? In a World War I setting, war comes with propaganda. The Sovereign uses it to maintain control. Auntie's Choice uses it.
So are we
going to
be able to go to like a no man's
Order just
land
wants to show how it exists
and have to
within
like
the grand
charge
plan.
across it? Because
We want players to feel like Arcadia is a living, breathing place scarred by a long-standing war. Fairfield, one of the first towns you encounter, was once under protectorate control, but has recently been taken over by Auntie's Choice. They don't just occupy the town, they rebrand it with their signature style, repainting buildings, posting guards, and adding propaganda-based holograms featuring Auntie and the Moon Man. Showing the towns evolving after the invasion helps us push immersion for our players. One of our priorities in visually realizing the world of the Outer Worlds 2 was making sure everything is clear and recognizable from the player standpoint. We want to make sure each faction has a particular look and design. So when the player is running across these vast, different environments and landscapes, they're recognizing the motifs and visuals of who they're talking to, what they're going to be talking about, and how that progresses throughout the story. The first Outer Worlds was really about the player interfacing with corporations. And while we have that in the Outer Worlds 2, we really want to express not just the corporations, but how the player interacts with other facets of the world, like government entities or religious structures. And then we elaborate on those.
With larger environments, we wanted to encourage exploration by improving player mobility across the board. Now you can run, slide, double jump, mantle, and parkour your way through all of the nooks and crannies of these worlds. It really allows the player to just explore and have fun finding really cool stuff.
And you don't need like a complex parkour system. And that's the thing. And it can all be very
You aim to
basic,
make everything in the
and
Outer
that's
Worlds 2 better from top to bottom. The RPG elements were the start, but that's touched our story, our art, and especially our gameplay. A good sequel is true to the original. That's first and foremost, right? Like, we all want to add in a bunch of things as you're making a sequel, right? We want to make it bigger and better in every way. That's what we were trying to do here. And I thought, we did not need this consultant. We've made enough sequels. We understand how to do this. And I will say, I don't think it's been entirely successful.
I am very proud of the combat improvements we have made in the Outer Worlds 2, thanks to my patented combat system. You may be thinking to yourself, it can't be that good? Shush, what are you even talking about? You haven't seen it yet. Watch this. Put a helmet on, because I'm about to blow all of your minds with my COMBAT system, combat system. My name is Mark, I'm the head of sequels. Shall we begin? You're thinking, what's C for? C, capitalize the fact that the people loved the first game. We're gonna take those people, we're gonna make them buy the sequel, giving out pounds.
Oh
Pounds,
shit.
pounds. Quick ones.
Outer Worlds 2 is $80
What
game.
comes after C?
As Microsoft confirmed last month,
Oh.
there will be $80
Optimized
games
for player
later this year.
satisfaction. I am terrified of online gamers. Okay,
Fuck.
I want to make them happy. So let's. Okay, all right. Mobilize the players so they're ready for that sweet pre-order.
I don't know,
Sweet,
Outer Worlds 2.
You don't have rhythm,
You
Randy,
might
say
have
it.
just fucked
Sweet,
yourself.
Sweet pre-order. Everybody has a different
If
rhythm.
nobody's
It's blowing
complaining
minds.
about
Here we
this,
go.
then that is
Verbalize. What
100%
is this?
proof that it's
basically
just
finding new ways to
anti-Nintendo
look at
bias.
bodies. You know
But
what
I
mean?
don't think that's going to happen. I think
noticed-
people are going to complain about this.
Okay, well, it's a big part of
If
the
it
game.
had been 70,
Hey,
I don't think
you gotta
anyone would have said
agonize
anything.
about how many people are going to be
But
angry
making that
we
jump
just
to
put
80
so much combat into this thing and almost no romance at all. We should look at ourselves. What is wrong with us? Huh? We can't have one love story in this?
Fuck.
How many people have been in love? Raise your hands.
Man,
Raise your hand if you're in
games
love.
just went up to 70.
Okay, are you lying?
I have a wife.
I know that was like 5 years ago, but still.
Toi. In French,
That's still
that
like-
means two. See.
Fuck, they just went up
I
in
think that means
price.
3.
And now they're going up in price again.
Hold on, two.
And this
So
is
how do we
one.
end it?
This is not. I know this is
Anything is
Nintendo
possible.
greed. This is
We established
Xbox
that we're
greed
the
as
best
well.
there is, and there's no sequel
I want to
better.
be very clear. This is
If I could just
Xbox
say one more
greed.
thing,
I
thank
know
you
we.
very much.
I know
I've
some
kind
people
of
will
changed
use
the world of
Nintendo
video
as a
games today.
scapegoat.
For the Outer Worlds 2, we wanted to
But no,
improve
this isn't.
gunplay
This is
in every
Xbox
way.
greed, aka
From
Microsoft.
improving the
You
feel
know,
of
a
each weapon,
$3
the way
trillion
weapons snaps into
company.
ADS, the way recoil
Probably closer
feels
to
when
4
firing,
trillion, but still.
And how impactful our sound effects really sell the weapon's fantasy. To things like how unique reload animation can add a lot of character to each weapon. We've increased the variety of weapons by including new weapon types, but also through a host of fun and unique weaponry. We have things like the Bourse Blaster that fires out tumors that can explode like grenades, or can even be eaten by the player for additional health. We have a weapon called Rookie's Reward that will actually level up the more you use it throughout the game. And every time it levels up, it's got fun fanfare where it's like shooting out confetti and it's got a fun little setup. We have a really fun weapon called the Pop-Up Gun. It fires out ad drones that will distract your enemies with corporate ads, slogans, and jingles. While your enemies are distracted, you can focus fire on them or explode these drones for additional damage. New to the Outer Worlds 2 are throwables. So you can use frag grenades to flush out enemies, smoke grenades to camouflage and
Were
escape.
there not grenades in the
distraction
first
devices
one?
to bait enemies into a stealth attack. And even science grenades that will levitate enemies, allowing you to fire upon them while they float helplessly. And of course, science weapons are back. We have returning favorites, like the Shrink Ray. This time it's been upgraded, so you can shrink your enemy down to the size of a sprat and run over them, exploding them into bits.
The Shrink Ray. That was
God,
probably
so
my
maybe
favorite
I
one
can
from the
play
first game,
as
so we brought it
Carl
into the second
and just
game.
step on
And we
things.
improved it though. So instead of shrinking your enemies for a short period of time and having them re-expand, this time they stay shrunk. And we actually added in the ability to step on them and kind of squish them and kick them because we knew that that was the player
Yeah,
fantasy.
I
We knew
can
that's
play
what
as
everybody
Carl.
wanted to do. They wanted to step on the enemies. They wanted to kick them. So we made sure to double down on that stuff.
In addition to things like our returning favorites, we also have some really fun and unique new science weapons. One of them is called the Armageddon. This one's really cool because it actually shoots out these masses that are like these little arms that will stick to people or cover or all kinds of different things, and they will continue to just hit them until they get destroyed. And we have another one that's
Wattos,
just
man.
super cool called the Spectrum Dance Saber. This is a melee weapon that actually lets you attack to a musical beat. And if you continue to do that, you'll actually get additional bonuses each hit.
I would suck at that.
One of my personal favorite weapons is called
I-
the Big Bang.
I have
It's a
no
big
rhythm
freaking
whatsoever.
gun.
I would
It
be
uses
so bad
material
at that.
harvested from rifts to shoot out a giant ball of energy, vaporizing everything in its path. Now,
Okay,
ammo
there's
is
our mini
extremely
nuke.
rare for this weapon, but you can use it in just the right situation to devastating effects.
Like another great one is Gary. If you wear Gary, he will lash out at your opponents as you're walking through combat. So we even have science armors, and we've really kind of shown off what we thought was really great for the player from a science perspective.
We're all about letting people play the game their way. There are some players who prefer to be immersed in a first-person view, taking in all of the details. But there are others who really prefer to take the world in from a third-person perspective. Why not allow both? Well, now you can swap between the two, letting you enjoy the experience in whatever way you like.
And I know for some people it's all like, oh, you spend all this time, you know, designing your character, picking your armor layout, and then you never get to see it in first person.
Equip your player with. All of the actions that you could do in first person, so you're double jumping around, you get to see your character in that way, and you get to take in the world and see things in a different light.
The Outer Worlds 2 is really the biggest game we've ever made. Bigger choices, more reactivity, more weapons, more things to find in each of the worlds the players can visit. The team has done incredible work bringing the Outer Worlds 2 to life, and we can't wait for you to play it.
Even though we've always been a multi-project studio, this is going to be the first time we've ever released 3 games in 1 year. It feels amazing to do. We're so excited for more people to be playing our games. It is truly an exciting time here at Obsidian. We're exploring worlds big and small while expanding on franchises that we've created, and we have no plans to slow down. We hope you all continue to come along with us as we do what we do best, make your worlds your way.
That's right, the fan. It's getting hot. Yeah, that all looks good. You know, I liked the first one. I wasn't like blown away by it like a New Vegas, but I still enjoyed it.
About the best place to play, which is also the promise of Xbox. You could play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, but it may be hard to play it when you're staring at all these beautiful holes. Let's cut that. You can play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox. Oh yeah, now that's Microsoft. Or you can take a phone call on this Xbox, then play the Outer Worlds 2 right after. Excuse me, I'm getting a call. Hello? What am I doing? I'm playing the Outer Worlds. Hello? Yeah, this is Mark. I didn't know I had jury duty today. You could play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, but it takes 2 people to lug around safely. We're gonna go up to my apartment, okay? And this is an Xbox you actually wear that also plays the Outer Worlds 2. What do you think, Claire?
Amazing.
Are you playing?
I didn't actually know there was an Xbox app on the MetaQuest.
Now, this is actually not an Xbox, so you cannot play the Outer Worlds 2 on it. Can't play anything on this. I guess Bread. You ever play Bread where you take it out of one slot, put it in the other? I don't have friends. If you pre-order the premium edition now, you'll get early access, which is like a prequel to the sequel, or has launched the sequel to the pre-order, or like, why are any of us alive at any time? It doesn't matter. Either way, my job here is done. It's time for the Grounded 2 portion of the Direct, which is sort of like the sequel to the Outer Worlds 2 portion of the Direct, which I absolutely just hit a home run with. You know, it's really nice to see my influence go on to other games. Take it away,
I'll be
team.
honest, I was not expecting Grounded 2. That's actually kind of a surprise.
And big exit?
God, scorpions. Ew. I'm so glad there aren't scorpions here. Or at least I don't have to. I know people in, Phoenix have to deal with scorpions all the time.
We're so proud of Grounded. What started as a small passion project to make a quirky game where you're shrunk down to the size of an ant, trying to survive in a backyard, grew into something way bigger than we ever imagined. Over 25 million of you jumped in, explored, built, crafted, and fought off giant bugs together. Y'all helped make the entire experience very special to us. The team's been cooking up
It was a great Game Pass game.
And we're so excited to
Where
talk about it.
Grounded was a game I never would have probably actually bought,
to give you a deeper
but
look.
because it was on Game Pass,
So many possibilities and ideas.
I
that
checked
didn't
it
make
out
into
during the
first game.
beta.
So with the sequel, we have the chance to dream bigger. To achieve those dreams, we partnered with the amazing folks at Eidos Montreal. Together, we're taking Grounded from the backyard to an even larger world. The Brook Hollow
That explains how they were able to get three games in a year working with Eidos Montreal.
When we started working,
And
on
again,
Grounded
it's just
2,
going to be in beta,
we knew that
or
we
it's
wanted to
game
make a bigger
preview, as they call
world.
it.
Fortunately for us, Eidos Montreal became our main partner on developing Grounded 2. They have a lot of similarities to the sorts of things that are important to us at Obsidian. They tend to make very narratively strong games. They make games with really deep characters and great character progression. They make games with great gameplay.
Everyone at Eidos Montreal is thrilled and honored to be working with Obsidian Entertainment. Our two studios share a lot of DNA. The same things that are important to Obsidian Entertainment are important to us. Choice and consequences, player communities, and doing justice to.
Hopefully
great
they do
IPs
this
and great
game better than they did
franchises.
the fucking
fact that
Marvel
we're
Avengers
the
game.
first partners that they're working with to make a sequel to their franchise feels like we're an important part of their history.
The events of Grounded 2 take place 2 years after the first game. The same 4 teenagers are returning.
So there's Max, Hoops, Willow,
and Pete.
Guess which kid I
A couple
played
years
as?
older, which means they've
Yeah,
gone
the
through a bit
nerdy
more
white
high
one.
school, a bit more mature. It's 1992. The world's a little bit different, but we're still in that fun, nostalgic era of the early 1990s. In Grounded 2, we're moving the action out of the backyard and into the Brook Hollow Community Park. Not only is it bigger, it allows us to tell a lot more stories and expand the world of Grounded by exploring what the community of
And
Brook Hollow is
my
up to
question
and what they've been through.
is,
The park
are you going to
overall
have to deal
is
with
3 times
people?
the size of the backyard, and our initial starting area is actually the same size as the entire backyard from the first Grounded.
That's
The
crazy.
reason we wanted to move into a park wasn't just to create a bigger world, but was to give us.
But
the
no, yeah, that's
opportunity
like,
to
are you gonna?
explore the
Do you have to
community
deal?
of Brook
Because it's a
Hollow
part.
and
Like
what's
in the
super
first one,
captivating
you're in a
about it.
backyard. You know, you're in somebody's house, and the guy's
And what we're
a
excited
head in
about
a jar,
terms of
but
the park
you don't know that at
is
the
the
time.
opportunity to create environments and landmarks that are mundane at normal size, but are colossal wonders when you're the size of an ant. Everything from a giant trash can to a community picnic table or a snack bar. All of these areas come to life in a brand new way.
Part of the fun in Grounded 2 is that the park was evacuated really quickly right before our teens were shrunk. And that means that the park has been sort of turned upside down
Okay.
and is in a topsy-turvy
So
state.
you're not going to have to deal with humans, at least.
And that leads to really fun environmental storytelling, but it also leads into the creation of amazing biomes for our characters to explore. One of my favorite examples of this is the ice cream cart.
I was going to say, is there going to be a pull?
all the
Because that's something I
commotion,
do. I think I remember from the original is that there's not an ice biome.
Spilled out into the ground.
There's a
And what
desert.
this
You go in
means
like a
for
sandbox.
our young adventurers is that they'll be able to explore this frozen cave of interesting challenges and colorful Lovecraftian horror.
We have one anthill that's actually somebody decided to bury a bunch of toxic stuff in the park, and so there's all these toxic chemicals under the ground.
You gotta
The
deal with
environment looks
uranium,
really
like a
cool and
Simpson
very
style,
spooky with
like,
all of these sort of
thing.
chemical pools, and of course nothing can live down there except for one type of insect, the cockroach. We're oftentimes
Were there not
reinventing
cockroaches in
environments.
the
When in
first
future
one?
updates, you're going to see a ton of new stuff. You do a lot of fighting against insects of all shapes and sizes. We didn't just want it to look better, we also knew we wanted to add a new layer of strategy. The
Was
changes that
Grounded
we've
the
made
game
aren't
that
limited
had
to
the?
tuning
I know it had a
animations
spider
or
filter.
Adjusting attack or defense
Was
numbers
Grounded
or
the game
making
that had the
characters and
spider
insects move
filter
faster
that
or
turned them
slow.
into
Yeah, we did all
cats?
that too, but there's
Or was that a
also
different
an
one?
entire sort of rock, paper, scissors strategy involving light attacks, heavy attacks, and blocking. We've also added dashing as a new way to both get out of danger quickly or jump in for a quick attack. And almost all the insects in the game will have these abilities now too. Sort of like a chess match, but one that's super frenetic, looks super cool, and is ultimately just a ton of fun. We're leaning into clear play styles for tanky warriors, low defense, high damage rogues, effect-wielding mages, and ranged hunters. In the first Grounded, we had mutations, and there were weapons and armors that favored different playstyles. In Grounded 2, not only will there be passive mutations, but there will also be active mutations. And a lot of those mutations support these archetypes.
My favorite way to play pretty much any game is chasing after those game-breaking builds. And that's why I'm so excited for what we're doing with archetypes in Grounded 2. I'm all in on the rogue. Now, you can even dual-wield daggers. I've been dialing in this glass cannon build that stacks ambush, assassin, and cardiofan mutations with the wolfbane daggers and the wolf spider armor. It lets me open up combat with massive backstab damage that also inflicts venom. Then, I can use the extra stamina to reposition and try to dodge, rinse, and repeat. It's high risk, high reward, and absolute chaos in all the best way. I'm looking forward to seeing what wild combos the community comes up with and what they inevitably break once they get their hands on the archetype system. It's going to be awesome watching it evolve with player feedback and watching us try to keep up with all of your game-breaking builds.
One of the great things about Grounded is the variety of players it attracts, from builders to crafters and everything in between. If you've ever watched me on Casually Grounded livestream, you'd know that I'm neither. I am a murderer of insects. Personally, I prefer the term harvester. I love going out, hitting things, and bringing the materials like insect body parts back to my friend's seeds. This way, we keep progressing and playing together.
We're also trying to make sure that armor and equipment are easily understood by the player, especially when they're playing co-op with their friends. It was really, really important for us to deliver on all of that for the bigger space and experience, because that was the only
you definitely,
way
if I remember the first game
the
correctly,
community has been
there's definitely some
asking
stuff
for
you want to
since
like
the very first
streamline.
Grounded release.
You know, just maybe explain a little better.
Our mounts, we call them buggies, have an entire suite of moves and
Buggies,
have their own special abilities and attacks.
No, I think that
really wanted the
if you told me
to be an
Grounded
extension of the player
sequel,
in
but the
every
big
way
change that
possible.
you can now ride the
That meant
bugs,
making sure that
that
buggies
makes perfect
are unique
sense.
and
Because
valuable
if I remember the
abilities
first one
across
correctly,
all
you can
the
get like a
players'
little
play.
like ant buddy.
That doesn't just mean exploration and travel.
So being able to ride them
implications
now,
for
like you could have like an
combat,
ant as like a pet dog,
crafting,
like a
and
wolf in
building as well.
Minecraft.
Just like how we wanted to.
So being
expand
able to
on
have
other
one
playstyles
that
of
you
the
can
game,
ride.
We're gonna make sure that every
And especially
buggy
if the
that we
map's gonna
add
be so
has its
big
own
now.
personality.
The Red Ant Soldier can enlist up to 2 Red Ant workers to follow you around and help you out. If you get into combat and you don't want to fight while you're saddled on your buggy, you can jump off and they'll fight right alongside you and provide support. The Orb Weaver buggies are a little less useful when it comes to general utility, like building a base or harvesting, but they're awesome when it comes to combat. Sure, their defenses aren't super strong, but they're heavy hitters. They're also super fast and they have some great special abilities, like a scream that allows them to stun lesser-powered insects, and the ability to shoot webs and entangle other creatures. So the Orb Weavers won't be your base-building buggy. You should use the Red Ant Soldier for that. But they're super fun for exploration and combat. Red Ant Soldiers and Orb Weaver Spiders will be available at Game Preview launch. There will be others in the future, but those are the 2 we're starting with. The connection that our Grounded community has with us is something we want to keep forging with the sequel as we make an even bigger game than the original.
Pretty much from day one, we knew we wanted to return to Game Preview for Grounded 2. Sure, it comes with some trade-offs, like the game's not done and it's out to the world, but there's so much value in building it alongside the community. Buggies change how you traverse.
Game Preview is one of those things where it's like, I always worry about, because what if the game never gets finished? Because there are some games in preview that never finish, that never reach their potential. But then you have ones like Hades, or probably the first Grounded, where it's like, yeah, not only do they finish, but if they didn't have community feedback, they probably would have been a weaker game. It was Hades specifically that kind of like made me reevaluate like game preview stuff. Because a lot of game preview stuff is like survival crafting games like this.
World building, that's kind of Obsidian's thing. It's
But,
the flavor
you know,
we bring to the
it's got
survival
its
genre.
benefits
So
and
this time,
drawbacks.
We're starting with a much bigger baseline.
I get it. I do get it using it here.
Chaos descended on
It is kind of weird on story-driven games, but, you know, you just gotta make it work.
pressurized against their will.
One of our favorite parts of the first game was watching the community uncover clues and spin up theories. This time around, we're leaning even more into that, and we'll be keeping a close eye on what our players discover and how they
Just
interpret it.
don't change the story based on what people discover. That's the number one mistake you can make in something like this. Is fans theorize something, and then the creators decide, well, oh, we don't want them to just have predicted the story. We got to do something different now. That always ruins it. Because I remember the original. I remember seeing a YouTube video at some point where people found skeletons in the first game. And, like, there was all this theory of, like, oh, you're not the first set of kids to go into the backyard. There's another set of kids, and they all died.
New building pieces, all the good stuff.
So, like, stuff like that is good.
With a public roadmap, so everyone knows what to be excited about in the future.
All of us at Obsidian Entertainment and Eidos Montreal are super excited about how close we are to letting all of you players get shrunk a second time and explore the all-new park on buggies in Grounded 2. If you're a returning Grounded player, we're really looking forward to you experiencing all the improvements. If this is your first time getting Tiny, then all I can tell you is that a world with an entirely new perspective and an entirely new feel awaits you in Brook Hollow Park. It's time to ride together and survive together.
Yeah, no, everything there looks solid. Alright, so that looks like it's, takes us to the end of the show. My thoughts? Yeah, it was fine. It was an Xbox show. But they had some good... I think Grounded was a good reveal. Clockwork Revolution looked good. Call of Duty's whatever. They're hinting at Silk Song. I'm still very hesitant. The Invincible game breaks my heart. But yeah, no, I think there were some good things. The two little shows at the end, specifically focusing on those two, were good. Meat Boy's another good get, even if I'm not gonna play it. A new fucking Double Fine game that comes out this year? Hell yeah. No, it was about an hour-long show, a little more than that, like an hour 20, and then another 20, and then another 40 for these last two. Probably the best show of this Summer Games Fest. I mean, I still think a Nintendo show's coming, but if it's not, then yeah, Xbox wins Summer Games Fest 2025. Not that it was, like, amazing or anything. I'm still in, like, the 7 or 8 range. Let's just say 8, just so that way we can clear things out. But yeah, it was fine. I enjoyed enough. There are some games I am genuinely excited for, like Outer Worlds 2. So yeah. I completely 100% nailed my Tony Hawk prediction, and that does, there are some obvious things, but getting Tony Hawk perfect with the Ninja Turtle prediction, that doesn't happen that often. So yeah, overall, I think that went well. I don't know, I was tired, but, I still mostly enjoyed the show. I'll keep thinking about it, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, that's where we're gonna end off. So, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.